Oh, now it's recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how much it actually records because I might just do it this way if the Elgato is gonna give me issues.
It wasn't recording, Blake. I could have said the things I wanted to say.
Huh?
You were gone, and we're like, I was gonna make like some jokes. I'm like thinking, oh, but if it's recording, I don't think I should say them. Just keep the jokes to myself.
Oh yeah.
What's that? Oh, it's an Estes.
Yeah, I got it through the Dark Souls 2 collections.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
Why
was
is it
hoping-
I wish
green?
I'd bought collections.
I wish it was hollow. I mean, I was hoping to drink out of it, but it's just a plastic mold
Why is it green?
because when
I
it's
mean-
empty, it's green.
I mean, it's so cool.
That is dope.
Paint like
That
a
is
get
really
like
dope.
those paints that like really reflect outwards and make like a orange flame inside of it.
Oh, you can definitely make it look nice.
It's like it's there for your detail. Another game I started recently is Forza Horizon 4.
Mhm.
Fuck. Oh man, if you got a 4K TV, that is just, and I just have it on my Xbox One, and I think it just looks so phenomenal. Ghost of Tsushima type shit.
Wreckfest is a very beautiful racing game. I love the crashing physics.
Yeah, Wreckfest is pretty cool. I haven't played it in a while, but I do like it.
On the PS5 version, it's got even more crash physics, like even more fragile crash physics. Like you can barely bump into anything without totaling your vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, imagine if they made a Grand Theft Auto game with realistic crash physics. I mean,
I would suck because Grand Theft Auto has a terrible driving mechanic. I don't think I've liked a single driving mechanic in any single Grand Theft Auto game. I hate them all. Yeah, you spin out too easily, but like not in the way that would be realistic. You just spin out purely because you hit a fucking curb a little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm not into that. I mean, I play them, but I fucking hate it. That's why I like Red Dead Redemption, because a horse is easier to control than a car, apparently.
How do you
So,
think Grand Theft Auto 6 could be different? Something we haven't seen before.
I think that they'll have to make it. I think they'll have to make it more than one city
For what? For which game?
for it to really break ground, like the way people hope. I think it'll have to encompass more than
I
one
mean, do
city.
you think it should be bigger, or do you think it should be smaller? I mean, you don't always have to go bigger for the next game.
Wait,
I mean,
Elden Ring?
that's true. No,
I'm lost.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would have to be make it like a worldwide thing, you know?
That might be
Cool.
too much, but
I wouldn't mind seeing something smaller, like more country than a city.
that might be cool. Yeah, like a more rural aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
That actually might work. Like instead
Or
of a
any
city,
aesthetic that's different.
it takes place in a county with several small towns.
Mm-hmm.
So like
So
Far Cry
basically,
5.
that's
That was
exactly
my
what I was
favorite
about to
part
say.
about San Andreas was the countryside.
Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah,
one
they
of
did
them
have
had all? Which one of them had all the crazy Easter eggs, like alien spaceships and stuff like that?
Oh, that's San Andreas. Or no, maybe that's
It was more so
maybe
in
that's-
5. It's more
yeah.
5.
Now that I think about it, yeah, because 5 had like Sasquatch and has that no, San Andreas has the ghost on the corner of the mountain though.
No, that's 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
San Andreas is more like just very haunting, just atmosphere more than actually seeing anything.
Yeah.
And then you've got Red Dead. I feel like Red Dead was almost like, I don't know, man. It just felt like Grand Theft Auto in the Old West.
And it just seems so dope. Like I would much prefer that than Grand Theft Auto.
So I guess basically what we're describing is like a more modernized Red Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was, we kind of got it with Trevor in number 5, some kind of just redneck in a trailer park sort of thing. But that was my favorite part about Grand Theft Auto 5. So I want them to kind of take that and expand more, make it. put more of that into the game because just it adds more atmosphere to me because I'm tired of just being in a city, and just driving around.
And I think that they could do. Look, I'm really the wrong person to ask because I never played Grand Theft Auto growing up. I wasn't allowed to play it, so I don't have any nostalgia for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But I've watched friends play it a lot, and so I know enough about it. And I feel like all the missions are basically the same game after game.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong about that?
No, well, I mean, 5 changed. 5 changed it up a little bit, but I mean, it still is the same formula.
They're all heist missions and fetch quests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 5 had like, jogging, like had jogging missions and fucking stupid things. I think 5 is definitely the best out of all of them. Even if I'm not into it, it's still definitely the best one. I only have
the
nostalgia for it.
From San Andreas.
What's that?
Triathlons.
The what? Telephons?
On San Andreas, they had triathlons where you start running. It's like a marathon, but you do several things where you run, you swim, you bicycle, you parachute. Now, I mean, you got to do all that within a certain amount of time. Well, you got to come in first, but you only seen it in San Andreas.
I thought they had the whole marathon in 5 where what's his fucking name? The guy who's not Trevor or Franklin. Michael.
Did they? They have it in 5?
Yeah, because Michael had a triathlon where you had to where you started running on the beach, then you had to swim through the beach, and as soon as you swim through the water, and then as soon as you get out of the water, you get on a bike, and yeah, that's like the final mission for the jogging side quests.
I don't remember that. It's probably been it's been almost 10 years since I played Grand Theft Auto 5, so I don't remember it.
Is there any game in gaming history that's been modded as much as Grand Theft Auto 5? I mean, maybe Skyrim.
Skyrim and Fallout.
Oh yeah,
Fallout.
I forget about Fallout.
Fallout is huge in mods. Resident Evil has mods?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen any mods, but I mean, I've seen like if you win the game on perfect, you can be a piece of tofu.
You can what?
Yeah, you can be a piece of tofu on 2 if you finish the game on like all the difficulties and you go through one of the playthroughs without getting hit once, then you can be a piece of tofu. And you unlock the soldier first, the soldier who goes through, so it's like a 3rd story, and you play as a soldier, but all he has is a fucking knife. And then once you get through that, you become a piece of tofu, which has less health and only a knife, and you can only play the game with a knife.
What is this game?
Resident Evil 2.
Is it like is all that in the remake?
It's in the remake and the original, yeah.
Do you actually look like a cube of tofu?
You are a total cube of tofu with hands.
What the fuck?
With like Rayman hands.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, like, I couldn't imagine trying to play the fucking game with only a knife. That sounds irritating.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a hard time with bosses just because of the controls.
I stopped playing it after Mr. X started stalking me.
That was so fun. That Mr. X is so much more terrifying than Nemesis. I mean, they should have made Nemesis way more terrifying because, like, honestly,
Mr. X make me poop my pants.
Well, the problem with Nemesis is he's just too scripted.
Yeah,
for Nemesis.
But in the original Resident Evil 3, Nemesis was fucking terrifying because you would just be walking by, he would pop through the fucking window, and this would happen randomly. This is just completely arbitrary of how he would show up. He would just pop through a window, or he would just blast through a fucking door with an RPG. Like, what the fuck? And and is aiming the RPG at you, and now you gotta fucking just run with tank controls. He was absolutely the most terrifying thing in old games because his AI was completely randomized. So he would just pop up in random spots. Sometimes you'd hear him walk. Sometimes he would just blast through the fucking room that you're in, and stores and just that. You fucking yeah. That's why you should try to get past the controls for the old Resident Evil games, because really they are way better than the remastered versions. 100%. Both of them are.
Oh, you think
2
so?
and 3. Oh yeah, easily, because the AI in that is so much more terrifying, and with tank controls, it actually makes it more terrifying, because you have to almost strategize how you're going to move
Mm-hmm.
and trying to run around him and everything like that. But I just think the games are longer. The originals are much longer and much more detailed in their story. The new ones are cinematic purely, just purely cinematic. There's nothing to add to it. Mr. X in the new one is definitely much more terrifying, but because he has the accessibility to be on the other side of the house from you, instead of it being like, has to be in your area constantly
Mm-hmm.
for gaming purposes. The 1 and 2 actually had a better AI, but 2 is still better in the original, in my opinion.
Isn't there some rooms that he can't go into?
You can't go into safe rooms, so where you save.
So, yeah.
I like
That's
how
about it, though.
in the upgraded versions, he just looks at you. He just go into a safe room and just watches you.
Yeah,
It's like, hey,
terrifying,
I know
really.
you're there. He's a scary man.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
no.
weird that
What's that?
It's weird that they never incorporated him into any of the movies.
Yeah, I know. They incorporated Nemesis,
Yeah, they did.
and they actually did a pretty good job in incorporating him, because that's really just how he is, just this monster badass with
Yeah.
just machine guns and RPGs and his long tentacle thing. Like, it was a pretty good representation. Then when you finally officially fight Nemesis for the first time in the original, I had an RPG. I found one. I just started blasting him. I was like, "Fuck you!" Because you
Did it
can get
work?
all kinds of crazy weapons right at the beginning in 3. Yeah, yeah. The originals were so much better. It's just kind of hard to get into the new ones because of that.
Hmm.
It's like trying to watch a movie about a book, and it's only one chapter, or playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. There you go, and it only being a part of the actual entire game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been thinking about that, because apparently, because like I said, I've told you guys I've never really played Final Fantasy, but the Final Fantasy VII Remake is just the beginning level of the original game, right?
Yeah, it's like the first hour of the game, and they just made it into a full-fledged game.
That's nuts how they did that. And then on top of that, they added this intergrade DLC. What did that have to do with the original story?
I haven't tried the DLC, so I have no idea what that's about. I didn't even know there was one, honestly.
Do you know anything about it? Is that?
I played through all of it and the DLC, but I don't really. I'm the wrong one to ask about when it comes to story, because I just don't pay attention to it.
I love stories if they're good enough.
If I find it interesting enough, I'll pay attention. But for the most part, two people talking to each other, I just kind of drift off.
I also enjoy story a lot, but it's kind of funny that that my favorite game of all time, the story is kind of takes a back seat when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take a back seat. It's just they make you work for it.
But that's what attracted me about it, because I would just be going through it and I'll be like, oh, that's what he fucking does, and then I'd find out that you can like see the bosses prior to the fight or something like that.
Because looking over all of it, all the story of Dark Souls, you can definitely tell that they put a lot of time and effort into making the story and development. But it's just the way they chose to present it to us that is so strange.
I love it. It's
I do too. I love
way
it too.
of telling the story. Complete mystery, and you just find it out, and then you find out there's a full-fledged story. That's why I want a Dark Souls show. You know what I mean? Like not like a long, like every episode follows the next episode. No, I want like an anthology. You know, like a little like this is how Nito became to be, or this is how Gwyn struck his deal with Seath, you know, or just stuff like that. It would just be so cool to just kind of see it, like every boss having their own little story kind of thing.
Now,
Seeing what it was like.
when it comes to
What?
like a protagonist, like the player, I mean, should it be like you follow this one guy, then he dies, then you follow a different guy, or he just is
I
a
mean, there's
different
that
person
too.
follow, and then they die, and then you have to, you have another person, but that might conflict with the writing a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I was just saying like a backstory for everybody would be much better. I would hate that. Just have an ongoing story. That would compromise a lot of things because then you're just like, you know, you have to fit it all in together and it has to be continuous in the continuity and it would be just kind of everywhere. But if you had an anthology where it's just an episode per character in the game, you know, that would be dope because then you get to see like, oh, this is how they ended up here, this is how they became that, or like, you know, like a backstory for Ludwig, you know, or about like how he became the monster he is, and or Gascon, or all of them. Like it would just be even the ceaseless discharge, you know, like it would just be even it having the most bothersome name in the entire series. And fucking be nice to see how he became to be because they're a whole family. Quelaag and all of that.
Well, how could the story end though? Would it end right before right before Dark Souls starts?
I just think
guess, yeah.
Yeah, just everything to follow up to the game that you play. So that
like
way
the last episode, the chosen undead, it goes to them at the asylum. I don't know.
And it shows. Sorry, who's you're probably gonna kill me over this, but who's the guy that drops the body down at the beginning?
Oh, Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah.
You could have the story. You could have the series end where it shows him about to drop the body. You know.
Maybe Oscar is also narrating it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there you go. Like he's the original one who's trying to get through, and then he dies, and then it's you.
I definitely watched it.
Yeah, that would be a pretty cool thing.
Animated though, or live action?
Animated.
They'd have to be animated. Definitely.
Yeah. They can't handle live action and adaptations when it comes to stuff like this. I haven't seen it.
I mean, if they made it like Black Mirror, you know how Black Mirror plays out. If they did it like that, that'd be kind of cool.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, video game adaptations on TV is not great. Black Mirror is a very interesting show where they do very interesting things.
Every episode is completely different. It's an anthology series.
May or may not blow your mind.
I've heard some people applaud Speed Racer for being a fair adaptation of the cartoon.
The live action.
Watched it.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch Sonic.
I never watched it. I've watched the cartoon when I was a little kid, but I never watched the live action movie.
Yeah, I heard it's very underrated. I've only seen some scenes. I heard the fight scenes were really good, and I watched those on YouTube.
There's fight scenes in Speed Racer.
Yeah,
I really like the Witcher show. I think it's really good.
That's probably the best video game show adaptation that there is ever.
I mean,
honestly,
and I haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet, but I heard it was good too.
Well, no, but I mean, it's good if you like cringy movies. I love it. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's not good.
Is it better than the old Mortal Kombat movies?
100% B-rated. Like every bit of it, the dialogue, the CGI, it's all terrible, but it's so funny, and it's the best because of it.
I really like Silent Hill.
Silent Hill movies are actually pretty good.
I think I saw one back in the day.
I think it captured it pretty well.
Yeah, it did a pretty good job. I mean, it doesn't really follow along with the actual story all too well, but I mean, it doesn't really need to.
My mom really liked the Assassin's Creed movie.
I thought that sucked.
I haven't even watched it.
Touch it.
I haven't even watched it.
I thought that movie was so lackluster. I was like, I'm just so bored. I couldn't even pay attention.
What are y'all's expectations for the Last of Us show they're doing? I think it's on HBO.
It's hard to tell.
Oh,
I mean, I appreciate them I appreciate the different casting because I can't stand seeing a bunch of casts that I can't see a bunch of actors that you've already seen in several shows. You know, like Chris Pratt. You've seen him in just about everything, and it would be. If he appeared in Last of Us, I'd be like, oh, all right, well, I guess I get to see him again in something. But this time we actually get to see Pedro Pascal play.
I love him.
Yeah, I liked him in The Mandalorian and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I don't really recognize them, so I actually really like that.
He's Joel, right?
Huh?
Pedro is Joel, right? He's going to play Joel. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
want Nicolas Cage to play as Joel.
I'm sorry.
I want Nicolas Cage to play as Joel.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be loud.
But a lot of people are judging the show because the casting, but you never know what an actor is going to put into a role. So it's really just up to the direction and the director, directing the actors. And I feel like, I mean, don't judge it until you watch it. You might end up loving it. I mean, I think Resident Evil, the Netflix Resident Evil show wasn't that bad. I mean, the movie, I think it was a movie. I heard that was okay, but some people are still bashing it for the casting.
The Resident Evil show.
I mean, movie. I think it's a movie.
Oh, it's cartoon too, wasn't it?
I think I'm not sure. I just know about the live action movie that they made.
The movies were all right. I mean, they're all.
Well, I'm talking about the Netflix one.
Yeah, the casting and all of them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Djokovic or whatever.
Oh yeah, the ones with Mila Djokovic are awesome.
Djokovic.
I think I stopped after 2. I stopped watching after the second one.
Oh, Jovovich. I think that's like the only proper casting was her, Mila.
Oh, she was great.
But everyone else sucked ass.
I kind of liked Michelle Rodriguez's character.
No, I had 2.
And then there was more in the fridge.
Yeah.
So you drank like 3 out of 5. So
I'll get more soda later. I drank all the soda. I'm in trouble.
Shame on you.
Yeah, we're about to get
we're
about to get a lot of snow up here tomorrow.
It's where do you live?
I live in North Carolina.
I was right.
Cool. It's saying that we're going to get snow tomorrow, but it's going to be 33 degrees. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we're getting snow at all this weekend, but
you probably get enough of it anyway.
Yeah. It lasts for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got a second job.
That's good though.
If it snows, then my boss has to do my job.
Well, I mean, usually winter lasts 3 months. December, January, and February. Yeah, I guess it's like November to March, so a little longer. Pretty much just have snow through that whole period.
We had a whole situation with this phone delivery. Me and my wife, we both got phones because we each had significant problems. Mine was overheating when it would just touched a little bit of heat. And my wife's phone wouldn't keep it charged. So we went to Verizon. I was able to get mine because I didn't need a whole lot of memory. It was a big jump from the previous phone I had. And she went ahead and ordered hers because she wanted more memory because she has probably 19,000 photos that she just won't put on a cloud somewhere. And so we order it, said we will get it in 2 days, and they deliver it while we're at work. I'm like, oh, well, we won't be able to get it because it requires a signature. And so we call UPS, and they're like, oh, well, the UPS driver will come back around and deliver it to you guys. So we wait until 9 o'clock.
That didn't happen.
No,
not a chance that was going to happen.
Yeah. So the next day, we're like, oh, well, let's have them leave it at the access point so we can just pick it up.
Right.
And they make another delivery attempt and we miss it. And we're like, oh, well, we paid to have them leave it at the pickup location. Then we call Verizon. They're like, oh, we don't allow pickups. I'm like, what are we supposed to do? they're like, well, if you, we understand that you're having trouble. I'm like, they don't ever, if they don't have an answer, they always say something like, oh, we understand that this is, you're having
Yeah.
trouble here. They don't want to,
Oh yeah.
it's
We've
really,
had I've had
Sorry for the
I've had
inconvenience.
lots of dealings. I've had lots of dealings with Verizon over the years. They're a pain in the ass.
well, UPS straight up just
I
lied
have
to us.
AT&T.
I mean, they wouldn't tell us anything accurate. They said the package was somewhere else, but it turns out it was on the road. And then they told it was on the road, but it was actually at the pickup location. And it was a mess. I took off work early yesterday just so I get home, and they ended up not delivering it. So I wasted time waking up early just so I could get off early. And
We
finally today, I went to the pickup location, just taking a chance because no one knew where the package was, but we only had one address for a pickup location that was like 30 minutes away. So I was like, I drove over there just hoping it was over there, and they had it. And it was finally an end of a 3-day nightmare, 4-day
Wow.
nightmare.
What kind of phones did you get?
I got a S21 Ultra, and she got a iPhone 13.
Nice.
I got a 13 mini. That's pretty cool.
I've got an 11.
Yeah. I don't even know really what the difference is in it. I had an 8 prior, like 2 months ago.
You got the 13?
Yeah, I got the 13 mini. So it's the same size as I had a 7. Never mind. But it's the same size as my 7, which I like because I don't like big phones.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know the difference, but it has more memory, so that's all that matters. Because I have tons of things. I write music and I record beats and I take thousands of pictures of my son, so I need memory.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we definitely seem to have no problem talking for an hour.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just upload whatever I can, whatever I recorded now, and see how that goes. Do you guys want your names in it? I can blur them out if you want me to.
I don't care.
I really don't give a shit.
Okay.
I don't got people searching for me, so not a public enemy.
I'll see if I can process this and
no, I don't.
see how things go next Saturday.
All right, sounds good, man. I'm about to. I need to hop off here anyway and start making some food for these kids.
All right. Well, it's nice talking to everyone.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Hopefully, we can get Dennis.
Yeah, one of these days.
When are we going to try to do this again? Next Saturday or
yeah, because on the weekdays I really just don't have time. Plus, when I get back home, it's just too late for Dennis because he's going to be in bed probably by the time I get home. Because I get home at 6 o'clock, basically.
He seems to stay up pretty late. He seems to stay up to like 2 p.m. in his time. So.
No, yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah. So.
Sometimes I wake up early enough to talk to him.
Yeah, we might have to do like a night one, maybe later.
Later today.
Yeah,
that might work.
Yeah, if you want to. It's just my wife will probably be here, so she'll have to be in the other room.
Get out! I'm casting.
All right, yeah. Let's see how this evening goes. I don't know how busy I am. I'm trying not to be so busy because this is.
Let's see what Dennis is up to. We'll just try to figure out time with him.
All right, sounds good.
Y'all are down.
Sounds good. Let us know when you decide to upload it.
All right, yeah. I mean, I might just go ahead and upload it now. Actually, I don't think we said anything that I need to cut out. Unless I don't think saying that I live in North Carolina is going to hurt.
I wanted to. I wanted to say.
Track down that Zach Cheney. I don't know how many people put me down. I don't know. Maybe none.
All right, fellas. All right, it's been real. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, man. Peace out, guys.